Morning, Fabian. Nice to see you. Please, can we start with the team news?
Yeah, I think overall we have good team news. So all the players who were available the last weekend are still available. So that's a positive one. Tommy came back into the trainings week, so we try to create more availability. James is getting close. Carew is getting close. So overall, it seems to be quite positive.
With Carew, do you see him playing this side of Christmas?
Yes, definitely.
And similar for James?
Yeah, also with James, I am quite positive that we both see them before Christmas.
It's 2 months today since Carew last played for Brighton. Do you think you're really kind of missing him, or are you getting to a point now where you do have people that can play instead?
We always have players who can replace injured players, so that's what I meant with that we have big potential in our squad. But for sure, every team has also players who are just outstanding, who are like game changer, who are match winner. And I think Carew proved it last season that he's one of these players who really helps us, and therefore really hope that he comes back quickly. But on the other side, we know that we are also strong without him. It's just a different profile, how we are positioning, how we replace him. But overall, I have a big trust in the squad that is available at the moment.
We're exactly a quarter of the way through the Premier League season. In terms of where you are and how things are going on the pitch, what's your? How do you sum it up so far?
Like always, pros, cons, positive things, negative things. So it's ongoing. It's an ongoing development we have to go through. It's a tough season, very competitive season. It's a close season, so it's about small margins, and that's really our focus in this phase, to do the small margins right, to be good in set pieces, in possession, out possession, to be like patient and have a good structure in possession, to be intense out of possession. So these are the key things, to focus on the small margins, to keep focusing on the individual development. I think that some players are still not there where they can be, so there's still a lot of potential in the players, and we have to get this potential out of them and try to continue building connections, and then let's see how this phase during Christmas period is going.
When you played Nottingham Forest last season, it probably was maybe your lowest point here as Brighton head coach. When you look back on that, can you take any positives since then?
I think from every game you can take something away. Of course, it was a terrible defeat, not only for me, I think in general for the club, for the team, for the supporters. So after that, of course, you do reanalysis, you reflect, you try to create the right solutions. So of course, like this game helped regarding our development. And on the other side, after the game, we burned something. I think everyone know it. We burned something, and when you create like a fire, there's still a little bit dirty things in the air. So it's about cleaning up the air.
How did you clean up the air?
Doing the basic things right, like doing the things that makes us strong. So don't try to go there and try or think you can play a little bit football. It's about hard work though. It's about like being ruthless. It's about like doing what I just mentioned, the small margins, right? Because Nottingham Forest, their style of play it's quite effective. So you have to be switched on for 90 minutes. You have to bring an intensity on the pitch for 90 minutes. You have to be good in set pieces for 90 minutes, good in rest defense, all these small little things. But first of all, it's not about like which tactic you choose. It's about the right attitude, the right mindset to step into the game, to accept that it's not like a normal football game. It's a fight. It's a big battle there. And like this, you have to go there. And this has to be our approach.
The manager has changed a couple of times since you played them in that match. What do you make of the job that Sean Dyche is doing? Because he's got them out of the relegation zone.
Yeah, impressive. They know how to win games. They, like I said, have a very effective style of play. They have very experienced players on the pitch. I think the players we faced last season are still there. So they have big individual quality. Their individual players are proving. They have key players for sure, especially like Anderson is doing is doing really well. Gibbs White is a key player. Murillo is a key player. So they have big potential also in their front line with a lot of individual quality, with good dribblers, with good players who can attack the depth. No matter if it's Hudson-Odoi or if Hutchinson play, he's a good 1-against-1 player. So they have different profiles and very flexible, and that's what makes them so difficult to play against.
Late goals are becoming a bit of a theme for your side. Have you been doing extra work with them, say like from the 70th minute, even if you're not in a winning position, you can do a lot more?
No, it's all about mindset. Of course you do sometimes scenario games in the training where you train a scenario where you say, okay, we are 1-0 down and now we need a goal, or we are 1-0 up and now we have to defend the goal. So these are sometimes scenarios you try to represent in training by doing it, by putting pressure under the players and helping them to finding solutions. But overall, it's like always the belief in their own quality, believe that we can turn a game around by our physicality, by our quality, and that starts in the mind.
I know you spoke about Carlos Baleba earlier in the season. He was taken off again at half-time against Brentford. Are you having to work with him, doing extra work kind of away from match days to get him back to the player that we saw last season?
I think it's a constant thing that we try to do extra work with him. So every player we try to develop, no matter if he's playing or not, every player we try to get back to his full potential, and that's what we try to do step by step without like putting these kind of players under pressure or under pressure where they can't influence. So don't put Carlos Baleba under pressure and say you must play well, because of course he wants to play well. It's about like the small steps. It's about how he asks for the ball, the positioning he has when he receives the ball, how often he's switched on and trying to react well when we lose the ball. So these are all kind of things he can influence, and that we try to work with him. But it's not only him, it's in general a thing that we try to, and it's also the Brighton way that we also try to develop the young players. And sometimes you need to be patient, sometimes you need to be more demanding, more ruthless with the players. But overall, you always need to create the right environment and the right supporters around him to give them the right help.
And just finally, there was lots of speculation on him during the summer. Do you think that maybe does still linger in his mindset a bit?
I think it's gone now. So we are now 4 months into the season. So I think we can't speak about these rumours anymore. It's about being a Brighton player. It's about performing here well. It's about getting him back to his best level. So avoid the noise, avoid all the rumours, and focus on the things you can influence and the things you can do best, and that's football.
Fabian, you've talked about Carlos Baleba. Last weekend it was Jack Hinshelwood getting the headlines. One person who maybe goes under the radar is Yasin Ayari. Just tell us a bit about why he's such a regular starter for you and what he brings to this team.
First of all, we talk about the resilience. I think he has the physicality, he has the mental resilience to be always available, and I think that's a key point, especially in the Premier League, to have like this resilience against injuries. So that's one big thing. Second big thing, he has the right mindset. So he always wants to improve. He always wants to make the next step. He's a good listener. He works quite closely with my assistant coaches by doing individual things. So he lives football. You can really feel when you see him living or being here at the training ground how he wants to get better, and I think that's the key. That's about like how you develop as a young player, having the right work ethic, having the right professional behaviors on and beside the pitch to get better, and that's why he's a very important player for us. And on top of that, he has individual quality. He's improving day by day, and that's something what is key for us at the moment.
I know you don't judge players by goals and assists, but he takes some of your set pieces. He scored quite a lot of goals for Sweden as well as for Brighton. Is there something more to come, do you think, from him in terms of an attacking goal threat?
Yeah, I think definitely he can improve by being more threat in the opponent's box, by having more impact on our game by creating chances, but also having more impact by defending our goal, by trying to avoid transition moments from the opponent, trying to defend the box with everything what you have by being switched on all the time. So that's what I meant. He has still a lot of potential ahead of him. He is not fully there where we want to have him, so there's still some improvements, but he has the right mindset and right approach that for sure he will get better and better.
Chris mentioned the game at the City Ground last season. Do you think you're in a different place now to where you were then in terms of a group? Obviously, a lot of those players have actually left the club now as well. And will it, do you think, be a discussion point at all with anyone ahead of the game? For your players, that is.
I think will be a short and a quick one, because on the one side, like I just mentioned, we might need to clean something. On the other side, it's a different game, it's a different situation. We face a different coach. We are in a different place. So there are a lot of circumstances that are different. But overall, these kind of games you will never forget. So even in 10 years, if I might still do this job, like I remember this game. I hope more in a positive way than in a negative way, because like I always say, from big failures, from bad experience, you learn the most. So maybe in 10 years I can laugh about this, but at the moment it was still too close in the past that it's a funny thing. So overall it's like our responsibility, and that's what I mentioned at the beginning, to do it better than last season, to make our fans proud. It's a long way for them to support us. They spend a lot of time during the weekend to support us, so it's a big responsibility we have to give them something better at the weekend, and that's what we try to do.
You mentioned Elliot Anderson. How important is he to this current Nottingham Forest side? I mean, he's grabbing a lot of headlines both for his club and for his country.
Yeah, just impressive how he's doing, how he's playing. I think he has a big impact. He's always asking for the ball. He had like great stats, so he's not always playing like left, right. He's always trying to find vertical solutions. He is a player who has a really good understanding of the game. So overall, it's a joy to watch him. So it's definitely one player we have to defend well. Otherwise, you can get problems.
There's also a famous game tonight against Malmo. Will you be watching Forest involved this evening?
I think in general I will watch and try to analyze them for sure, but it's not only because we faced them. So also yesterday or the day before, every time when there are international games, like it's a great time for us, for me, to watch the games, to learn, to see new trends, new approaches. I think yesterday there were great games, crazy results. The day before was quite interesting. So there are no better nights than today to be a person who loves football, because there are a lot of and plenty games you can watch.
Do you have one of those televisions, multi-screen, where you can get more than one, or do we need to get you one?
I have one big screen, but now it's Black Friday, so maybe I get another one as well. So yeah, I have also an iPad and a laptop, so there's still a lot of screens. Or if you have too many things, there might be distractions. So there's a German phrase like "don't dance on too many marriages." So focus on one, and therefore maybe I just switch in between of the games.